Welcome everyone. In today's video, I just wanted to do updates for weeks 4 and 5 for the Drift 1K trading challenge. So I missed out on week 4. My apologies. I think I was busy doing something, and then it came to like midweek, and I thought, you know what, I'll just push this back until the next week, and then I'll do weeks 4 and 5 together. But basically, week 5, not much happened, but week 4, there was a lot of action that went on. And effectively, I am out of the market. I have no open positions right now, and the market's not doing so hot. But I'll talk more about that in a second. But let's just take a look at the Drift Races leaderboard, and just, man, things have changed in the past 2 weeks. If you can remember, FTX Ape was at the top. If I go here to the previous video I made on the 4th of April, so you can see here, FTX Ape had a P&L of $1,300, and now he's at a $165 loss, which is actually quite a bit because they had doubled their portfolio to now a loss, so they round trip that, and I think a lot of people round trip their profits as well. These trading conditions are really tough, and when you combine that with lots of leverage, you know, this can sometimes happen. Now, I think in one of the older videos, I lamented about not using enough leverage to profit on the upside, but then when you see stuff like this, maybe I thought, you know, being conservative sometimes, you know, it perhaps makes more sense, especially in crypto, right? But yeah, you can see here, most people now not in profit. So 70% of the race is not in profit, including myself. I'm 5th here on the leaderboard. I think I got up to maybe like a 17 or 18% profit on my account, and now I'm back down, and I'm currently almost at a 5% loss. You can see my P&L curve here over time. 0x Shake, they've done, you know, impressively well. They're up 68%. 0x Degenerate, he started very late, but he's up a good 21%. Trader Marquis up 6.3%, and then everyone else is currently sitting at a loss. But as you can see here, for the past week, you know, basically no one's made money trading. From my understanding, I think everyone is just long bias trading, which makes sense, right? Because when you're short selling, the most you can actually make is 100%, right? The asset has to go to 0 and then you make 100%. However, if you're going long, you can make thousands of percent. Like, your upside is not capped, and so people tend towards being long bias. I lost a bit of money in week 5. I closed out my ETH long, but most of the losses occurred in week 4. So you can see here, I think it's really tough to actually you know, trade and use high leverage when you're trading below the 200-day moving average, because the 200-day moving average is very significant in markets. I know that Paul Tudor Jones, for example, he chooses to never even touch anything that is trading below his 200-day moving average, because it is clearly shown that it is in a downtrend, and when things are in a downtrend, you know, typically it's going to continue going lower. You know, trend following is a philosophy that I very much espouse. When things are above the 200-day moving average, we can assume the trend is up, and you go long and you can make tons of money. My plan for the future is that when we get a close above the 200-day moving average, I'm just going to 2x leverage long, and then as we continue to go up, you know, increase the leverage or decrease the leverage as we go along. Because, you know, if you went long here and, you know, closed it here, that's like a, you know, a tremendous profit. But I also wanted to talk about the fact that I'm sure you guys have seen that the merge is going to get delayed potentially. So I think Tim Baiko or someone else like that from the Ethereum core team, effectively what they said is that the merge is going to be like 3 months after June. So, you know, maybe the September, October time potentially. However, I have this tweet here from Odin Free. I think he's very heavily involved in, like, you know, the Starknet ecosystem. And he says here that funny how everyone thinks the ETH merge is delayed. This is funny because June wasn't an official date. The Ethereum like core team actually set. This is just one that we all memed into existence. So, you know, if the testnet fork next week goes well, the summer merge date might be announced on April 29th. So that's the next core dev meeting. So, you know, technically it's not delayed. It was never announced, but it could still happen, you know, June, July. But I think what they want to do is sort of temper expectations, because what they say, you know, can affect the market really, and they never want to give dates. I mean, the merge has been, you know, promised since like 2018. It's been talked about for a while, so They don't want to really sort of dangle this in front of people for a while. But yeah, the market, didn't react well to that, and maybe the conditions as a whole. We bounced off the 200-day moving average. This is a little box I drew and posted on Twitter a few weeks ago, and this is how I thought some of the price action would play out. And it did largely, and then it broke down. And so, what happens here? I'm not entirely sure, but I drew some, lines on the total crypto market, and this is how I thought it would play out. This is assuming the successful merge, near June time, and so I thought the market would rally into that. I drew this other case here, so we go back down to like say $1 trillion market cap, but who knows in the end. I'm still very heavily invested in Ethereum. That's what I want to denominate my account in. As long as I can acquire more Ethereum, I know I'm going to be safe, in the long term. But in terms of like Drift, the developers are awesome. They keep adding lots of new markets. So one asset that I'm looking forward to them adding, and I think they should do soon, is Rune, because I'm a big believer in this ecosystem and what they're trying to build, and it should shake out to be like a really important infrastructure piece in crypto as a whole. As long as they, can stop getting hacked and they can stay secure, I think Thorchain would do really well. In fact, I think, if they didn't get hacked 3 times, in the space of a month of July, Thorchain would be a lot larger than it is now, and it probably flip, Uniswap at this stage. But, I hold high hopes for it. And I think this might warrant a video in the future, because Thorchain is more than just a multi-chain DEX. It's a liquidity pool that anything can be built on top of. Yeah, so that's a video that you can look forward to in the future. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and make sure to subscribe for more videos like this one.